Assalamualaikum. So this is the second part of the stocks evaluation. Okay, where in this video we are going to look at how to estimate the growth rate. Okay, so the growth rate of dividend is determined by the growth rate of earnings and the proportion of earnings paid out in dividends, DPR. Okay, so the G is equal to retention rate times return on equity. Okay, G is equal to RR times ROE. Or the G is equal to 1 minus DPR times ROE. Okay, so which is the retention rate is 1 minus DPR. Okay, so if let's say here, okay, the company has the earning after tax sebanyak 100k. Okay, and then from the 100k ni, from 100k, 30k is paid out as a dividends, okay, to the shareholders. Okay, let's say 30k is paid out as a dividends, okay, dividend to the shareholder, and then 70k is retained. Okay, so this is a retained earning lah ni. 70k is retained. So the DPR is what? So the DPR, okay, is the percentage of net income, okay, paid as dividend. Paid as dividends. Okay, so dia kata kat sini dia bayar 30k kan. So 30k over 100k, so 30% lah. So 30% is the dividend payout ratio. Okay, so retention rate berapa? Retention rate tadi 70% lah. Yang dia simpan tu retention rate 70% or 0.7. Okay, so kita tengok contoh dia bagi kat sini. Example, if a firm retain 50%, so ini retention lah, retention rate RR, of net earnings and consistently has an ROE of 10%, how much is the net earnings will grow? So dia nak kita calculate the G of the earning. So the G tadi, okay, is equal to, sebab dia bagi kita straight away the retention rate, so we can use the RR times ROE. Sebab info semua dia dah bagi. So the retention dia kata 50% or 0.5 times ROE 0.1. So the G is 0.05 or 5%. Okay? Okay, so ini untuk example number 1. Okay, and then example number 2. If a firm has a DPR of 25% DPR and consistently has an ROE of 10%, what would be its growth rate? So kita nak cari G if the DPR is 25%. So yang ni, so kita akan guna the formula of G is equal to 1 minus DPR. Sebab sama aja sebenarnya. Okay, sebab dia bagi kita DPR, kita gunalah yang ni, tak payah nak cari apa tu, retention. So ini sama juga dengan retention rate times ROE. Okay, 1 minus 0.25 DPR times ROE 0.1. So the G you akan dapat dekat sini 0.075 or 7.5%. Okay, so this is how we calculate the G. Okay. Okay, now kita nak tengok how to calculate the intrinsic value. Okay, how to calculate the masih lagi how to calculate the intrinsic value, PO tadi, intrinsic value using earnings multiplier. Using earnings multiplier. Okay, how to calculate the intrinsic value using earnings multiplier ataupun using PE ratio lah ni kita panggil ni. Okay, using PE ratio. Okay, sama juga dengan the market price of common stock divided by the EPS, earning per share, or okay, PE is equal to dividend payout ratio divided by K minus G. PE sama juga dengan DPR over K minus G. Okay, so therefore, to calculate intrinsic value IV or the PO, okay, of the stock, PO is equal to PE ratio times EPS year 1. Year 1 ni maksudnya next year ya. Ni next year. Okay. So macam mana kita nak kira EPS EPS 1 ni? Okay, so EPS 1 ni sama juga dengan EPS 1 sama juga dengan EPS year 0 time 1 plus G. Okay. Okay, so kalau dia tak bagi kita ataupun kita nak calculate the DO. Okay, so ini just formula lah bagi untuk you ataupun you can manipulate this formula to get EPS. Boleh juga kalau dia bagi kita dividend. Okay, so if let's say dia bagi kita DO, DPS, dividend per share year 0 atau or DO, okay, is equal to DPR time EPS year 0. So you boleh manipulate lah this formula untuk nak dapatkan EPS. Ataupun kalau dia bagi kita the DPS year 1 ataupun D1 lah ni kan, or D1, okay, sama juga dengan DPR time EPS 1. Okay, so to calculate the EPS 1 tadi, EPS 0 time 1 plus G. Okay, so ini collection of the formula sajalah. Okay, next kita nak tengok apa lagi. G, how to calculate G dah, and then how to calculate the ROE pula. Okay, how to calculate the ROE using DuPont formula. Sebab ada juga soalan yang require you to use this formula to calculate the ROE. Sometimes bila you nak calculate G tadi kan, kat sini G yang atas ni, okay, G kat sini, sometimes ROE pun dia tak bagi, so you kena calculate ROE by your own dulu. Okay, okay, so we know that the ROE is equal to the net profit margin times total asset turnover (TATO) times equity multiplier. Equity multiplier. Okay, so the ROE ni, okay, is equal to, which is the NPM net profit margin, is equal to it, earning after tax divided by sales. Okay, TATO is equal to sales divided by total assets. Okay, and then the equity multiplier, is equal to total assets divided by total equity. Okay, so the ROE, okay, is equal to, kalau based on DuPont formula ni, inilah kalau you tengok formula ni, okay, sales dengan sales boleh potong, total assets over total asset boleh potong, so you dapatlah ROE tu is equal to sebenarnya earning after tax over total equity. Sometimes question dia tak bagi you directly ROE ni macam ni, dia tak bagi info ni, yang dia bagi adalah info sales, okay, yang dia bagi info sales ataupun dia bagi info total assets. So maksudnya you kena manipulate the formula of DuPont formula ni to get how much is the ROE sebenarnya. Okay, so ROE we know that it over total equity. So macam mana this formula is derived is actually from here lah sebenarnya. Okay, so ini adalah video untuk I tunjuk you the formula. Okay, the formula that you can use okay, to calculate the intrinsic value of the stock, okay, for the case of using earnings multiplier. Okay, so that's all for this video. Thank you.